On this week's episode of Stormwatch, we're broadcasting live from the home of the Great TV Auction. We'll go behind the scenes of the TV and video production program, and we'll check out arts and crafts time at MATC's Children's Center. All that and more next. Hi, and welcome to Stormwatch, the season finale of Stormwatch. I'm Warren Barth. We're coming to you from the site of the Great TV Auction. Every year, the auction helps raise money to keep Milwaukee Public Television on the air, and MATC's TV production students help and also help in broadcasting the auction right to you. And that's what's unique about MATC. So let's now examine more about MATC's television and video production program.
Welcome to MATC. Better yet, welcome to MPTV, where we the students gather, put our brains together while working with the best equipment money can buy to become the future of television.
My name is Warren Anderson, and I'm a second-year student at this point, and I am the General Manager for Student Operations Day 2013. The opportunity that we have here at MPTV to work with the equipment and the facilities and the different experiences that we get to have is really just, it's amazing. It's not something that you would find at any other four-year college. It's just, I mean, even walking in the door from day one, seeing that, we have a fully operational studio. We have several of them. Lighting grids and all the cameras and everything that, I mean, we would never be able to afford this stuff ourselves to work on it and be able to really master it. When you first walk in, it's not something you see, like you think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna get to actually run my own, television show, or I'm gonna get to work on a live, production. But you do, and by the time you get done, you almost feel like you've been given this resume right off the bat, and from there it just gets better. So it's pretty incredible.
Students also get to broadcast their talents at our live auction, where we raise money for public television.
My name is John Keogh, and I'm a part-time instructor in the television video production program here at MATC, and I've been doing it for quite a while. I work mainly with first-year students, but a lot of second-year students too. Yeah, the great value of our program here, especially this program, and it's well known for this, is that we emphasize hands-on learning. Not just theory, but hands-on. It's the difference between looking at a car and getting behind the wheel and driving it. We have quite a few students that come in here with a four-year baccalaureate degree, and they've come to us because they've discovered that even though they know the theories and what should be the good elements of any particular type of show, newscast, entertainment, whatever, they don't know how to hang a light, they don't know how to run a television camera, they don't know how to focus, they don't understand the three-point lighting scheme.
Goodbye.
Okay, we're back. I'm standing in front of what's called a TriCaster, which is kind of like a portable television control room. It helps to broadcast shows kind of like the one you're watching right now on location. It's not, just in the studio that we do television. And this TriCaster here helps to do that. So we have these two big monitors over here that also have little monitors. And I'll kind of get around over this way. This is Dan. He's directing our show today. And if you see on the screen here, that's the program screen. That's what you're watching. And that's what he's seeing, obviously. and he kind of like, if you see over here, there's what's called a preview screen. I don't know if you want to bring that up. On the preview screen over here. And that kind of tells what the next shot should be. Yeah, there we go. And then the director, Dan here, he'll tell, you know, the camera people, you know, move in, get a closer shot, zoom out, things like that. And then when he's ready with that shot, he'll tell Jeffrey, who's the switcher, the technical director here today, to get ready to get to that, cut to that next camera, and then you'll see what's up on the preview screen before we go to the program screen. So then in a second, we'll see that, and that's kind of how, and then he'll say, ready camera one, take one, and then Jeffrey will press, you know, go to camera one. So, and then we only have a few seconds here, so I'll quickly explain the audio board here. This is how you're hearing me, and that's obviously how the sound goes across to you so that you can hear me. And let's see here. We only have a few seconds. And what else can I show you? If we have a second, I can show you what's called a lower third. Guess we don't have time. Okay. Let me tell you, TV students also help inform our community about serious issues like drunk driving. And also they help gain, or actually rather, they gain valuable hands-on experience by working at the Great TV Auction. Let's take a look at that.
Prom is something most students look forward to all year. Unfortunately, drinking is often involved in the celebration. At Wauwatosa East High School, however, students, teachers, and even local police are hoping to make kids think twice before drinking and driving.
Last semester, I was taking a class called Media Communications. My teacher, she asked if I'd be interested in doing a DUI video, or a video on drunk driving. And I mean, I don't really know a lot about it, so I was a little hesitant. You say, be like, well, can you be like, I think, can you show me? Yeah. They originally thought too that I would be filming and doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff, but I talked to my dad, and as he works at MATC, he worked out a project with the students to get a whole film crew for the video.
This project was part of a class, a co-op class, in which we go out into the community and, you know, volunteer with some aspect of production. I chose this because I wanted to be able to work on a movie-type set, something we don't always get here in television production. So I wanted to be able to, you know, think about film lighting and, you know, telling a narrative rather than just, you know, producing a television package.
Keita, if you want to write this stuff down and place it in the book here as a piece of paper, we're really not going to be able to read it.
MATC is involved in many different aspects of production with this DUI video. We shoot it, we light it, we edit it. Anything that has a technical bearing on this production, that's what we're involved with. The coolest part of this is that I get to go into Frederick Hospital, into a jail cell, into the police department behind the scenes. It's not even anything lighting, editing, shooting. It's all, I get to go to places that I'm normally not able to go to.
I try to move it in a bit. It's not awful. It will be. We'll have to make sure he walks in that way.
A lot of people have spent a lot of time on this project, and I'm not just talking about actors and, you know, TV crew. Police officers, parents have woken up at the crack of dawn, 4:30 in the morning, to go to places that we can't go to in broad daylight because they're busy. You know, the hospital, the police station. And, you know, we spend hours just, you know, lighting and setting up the scene to shoot, you know, a 1 minute to 2 minute clip. And I don't know, I think all the hard work and the time spent on it really shows and comes through.
They know these kids, they can put themselves in the video and really get emotionally attached. And when I was making, you know, in the process of making the video, I almost cried after seeing one of the students' moms, you know, crying. Like you know, it wasn't even the video, and I was getting attached on a level like that.
So from the faculty and students at Wauwatosa East and all of us here at Stormwatch, have a safe and happy prom.
Well, I think the students are critical to the enterprise. I don't think this auction could go off without the students. Their labor on camera, in the board preparation area, in the board moving area is crucial. We couldn't afford to pay all those people to work, and so the students' labor is much appreciated and key to the whole enterprise. And I think at the same time, the students gain a lot from it because they're able to work their craft, if you will, on a pretty consistent basis for long periods of time, which they normally don't have a chance to do during a school year. So I think it's a win-win situation for everybody.
I think it's a great opportunity for TV students to learn live camera work, floor directing, even switching if they so choose. It's really fast paced. It's always going from the time it starts up till the end of the day. There's always something going on. So you really learn the pace of live television production.
The auction's not too bad. It's a lot of fun, just time to, be serious in a way and working and getting the experience. But it's a lot of fun, just, goofing off when there's an overbid. And the hours sometimes are a little awkward. I mean, this is only my third shift, but getting home for me 1:30 in the morning is really tough. But thankfully no classes, so it's good.
I love it. I really do. I mean, a lot of people say, auction's boring or annoying, or, they don't like it that much. And then others said that it can be really fun, and I believe that's true. I think it's actually a lot of fun. It just depends how you go into it. If you go into it with a bad attitude, it's not going to be fun. But I come in here every day and I have a really good attitude, and I like doing what I do, and I like to hear all the corrections that the directors have, anything that they don't like or like about your shots. So it's a really great learning experience. I think it's really fun.
I really enjoy working the auction. I feel like it's a great way to show our support for MPTV, and it's a great experience for all of us.
I think it's really cool. It's great for us to be able to actually do something rather than sit in class and say, oh, this is what a floor director does. This is how you operate a camera. This is, all things that you'll see one day, but instead we're actually just doing it, and it's all going on live TV, which is pretty cool. And it's nice for students to be able to get the experience.
I think it's important that all the TV students work the auction. It's very important for them because as the first year students, they're under fire in what the real world really exists today. So they get to see firsthand work with the equipment, which is high-end compared to universities and other colleges, which don't really get that. They get a paper knowledge of broadcasting. At MATC with the student program, they have an on-hands, and they get to see and work with the real equipment and deal with people in real life situations. The auction is a very large production, and it has many different people that they have to deal with. Besides auctioneers, guests, volunteers, it opens them up, the students, to what the real world is like.
Okay, hi again. I'm standing in front of Milwaukee Public Television's remote truck. This is how they broadcast larger shows like the auction to you. And now I'm joined by Justin Migliano. He's a staff member at Milwaukee Public Television. How you doing?
I'm good, Warren. How are you?
Pretty good. Let me ask you, what exactly do you do for Milwaukee Public TV?
My title is production specialist, which means I do anything from gathering footage for shows like Around the Corner with John McGivern, or Tracks Ahead, or Adelante, or Black Nouveau. I also crew events such as the auction, where I supervise students but also run camera or technical direct, kind of anything and everything that runs the gamut of television and video production.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of stuff there.
It is.
All bases of TV.
It is.
What's your involvement with students? How much are you involved with students?
The first time that I kind of encounter students is when they start to crew our studio shows, like Black Nouveau or Adelante. They'll come in and they'll start to learn camera. learn floor directing. That's kind of our first exposure to the first-year students, and then we also deal with them when they come to auction. That's kind of the first area where they kind of cut their teeth on live production such as this, and it's a good area for them to kind of get into live production and get on cameras, and it's a good eight hours of them getting reps and learning things, and you can see their progression from when their first day on to the last day on. They get a lot better as the week progresses. So that's just making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay, and you're mostly with first-year students?
Well, out here at auctions, first and second years. We also deal with second years. They'll switch a lot of the studio shows or also live remotes like we have here.
Okay, and you kind of mentioned about how involved students are, but are they involved more, or do they get involved in working in the field at all? Or is it mostly studio? And
no, they'll come out. We had some that will do summer internships where they'll go out with on the field and see how we do things in the field, as far as and learn different lighting techniques and different ways to shoot interviews and gather B-roll, those kind of things.
Okay. And how did you help out at this year's auction? I know you kind of mentioned it, but...
Yeah, basically what I do is I kind of supervise the first-year students and watch them on camera, make sure they're finding their shots and listening, make sure they're where they're supposed to be, and rotating students and also supervising tables. We do about 122 tables a day where we show different items for people to bid on, and so we have to cycle all that stuff through and make sure the students are in charge of that and that's getting done correctly.
And then make sure that the right item is up at the right time, not like, here's a dress that we have on auction and an autographed baseball card comes out or something and it doesn't match, what the heck's going on.
Pretty much, yeah.
You don't want to have that. So let's kind of take a look here at what the remote truck does. Can you kind of go over?
Yeah, well, the first area is kind of the control room. This is where the director and technical director and producer and Chiron people will be. And in here you have all the monitors of all the cameras that are fed into the truck, and so here's where they're directed, much like you showed in the TriCaster earlier, where they take the different cameras. This is our version of that here. So this is where they'll call the different shots. Then technical director will take the cameras, and the director calls the show from inside here.
Okay. Because the TriCaster is more streaming on the internet, whereas this is
correct. This is just a bigger version of what you guys are using currently.
Okay.
The second area is the audio booth. So much like you discussed over there, it's anything you hear on TV is coming through here. Whether it's a tape playback or people who are interviewing each other, it all comes through here.
Music. And
yep. Anything and everything.
Okay.
And then the last one is the tape control or shading area. All the cameras are fed in through there, and what happens is they'll shade the images on the camera as far as if it's too hot or too dark, they'll bring those images so the quality is good for on air, and then also they'll play back tapes through this last section.
Okay, so yeah, you can do everything just from this truck, basically.
Correct. You can take it anywhere and everywhere, and it's basically a studio on wheels.
Okay.
Is the best way to put it.
Quickly, what do you think is the biggest misconception about working television?
That it's glamorous. It's far from it. At least on the production side. You guys deal with anything and everything, and you have to constantly overcome hurdles. You may have a perception of how it's going to be in the field, and then you get there and you realize, oh God, I got to run 400 feet of cable to actually get where we have to get. So that's kind of, it's not as glamorous as some may think it is.
It's more work than you think it is. I've had that experience myself. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, thanks for joining me, Justin.
No problem.
And our TV students also help inform our community about serious issues such as drunk driving, and also gain valuable hands-on experience by working at the Great TV Auction.
One of the better kept secrets at MATC is the cuisine restaurant.
Culinary Arts is one of the many programs we offer in the hospitality division. The department offers a number of things other than just culinary arts. We offer programs in culinary management, baking, meeting and event management, and hotel program. So we're one of the many umbrella programs that basically encompass the hospitality division here at MATC.
It's run entirely by students and a couple of staff members.
What I plan on doing with the degree, it's not necessarily that I want to open my own restaurant or anything like that. I've always loved to cook. I've always enjoyed cooking. So I'm not really looking to open a restaurant or anything like that. What I'd like to do is have a commercial kitchen here in the Milwaukee area, because there are none, and there's a lot of need for it.
All the students rotate positions daily to get a taste of what every position feels like in a real restaurant.
My name is Jason. I'm in the Culinary Arts program, year 3. I've completed pretty much all the major required classes. I graduated in December, and after I'm done with school, I plan on going overseas, maybe to Japan or to Europe and stage for maybe a year or 2, and see what I can learn there and bring that knowledge back here and maybe teach children or maybe open my own restaurant one day.
The students love it here and they have high hopes about the future.
The facilities here at MATC were newly remodeled this year. In September, we opened a brand new facility where we can basically have our students work and learn in a real live restaurant setting.
When most people think about college arts, they think about young adults showing their work. That's not the case here.
Art happens just about any time during the day. We have a specific time where the children have a free play where they can do our specified art activities or they can do their own type of art activities. We try to set up something teacher-directed for them to do each day, but we also leave time for them to be creative by themselves. The thing that they really love the most is painting. You know, we use brushes, we use potato mashers, we use different things that they can see what type of print they would make or what type of mark it would make on the paper. We use watercolors, we use regular tempera paint, we've used acrylic paints, we've painted with foam. So we try to give them as many opportunities as we can with paint because it's an easy medium for them to use. The other painting behind me is golf ball painting. We put the paper in a large box, have 2 or 3 children work together to hold the box, put the golf balls in that have paint on them, and then they work together to move the golf balls around in the box to create the lines on the paper. Most of the artwork that we do, we try to display in the room or in the hallways. We have had instances where we've had more of a community type art thing where parents can come in and create art with their children. We have some of that displayed in the hallway.
To find out more information, visit the MATC downtown campus.
This has been a little interesting visit to the great TV auction site. This is our last Stormwatch of the season, so from all the other TV students, thanks for watching. We leave you today with a little interview I did just a few days ago with a child prodigy, the youngest director in television history. I'm Warren Barth. See you in the fall. Hello, John.
Hello.
Oh, we're good. Thanks for being here today.
My pleasure.
So tell me, how long have you been a director?
For my entire life. After completing the television production program for my mommy's tummy, my first big production was my birth. And after that, I did a few plays and movies.
I know you've recently won an Emmy. Tell us about that.
Yes, for my documentary on the history of beer.
Do you like beer?
Oh no, I don't touch the stuff. I drink Prosobe. For the sensitive tummy, shaken, not stirred.
So what inspired you to do this documentary?
I just like the word beer.
So tell me more about John Bond, the person.
Oh, I curl up with a good book, take a ride in the car, or go to the local watering hole for a Prosobe, shaken, not stirred.
Stormwatch cameras followed John as he performed some of his magic.
Ready 1, take 1. Ready 2, take 2. Fade up the music. Shading. Reshade camera 2, please. It looks like poop, poop, poop. When I say Mike can cue him, Mike can cue him. If I have to get carried down there to the floor, there will be trouble.
Yeah, you know what? That kid is amazing. He graduated like the 2-year program in like 4 months. And from his mom's womb. Let me put it to you this way. I didn't teach John Bond. John Bond taught me. You know, he's by far the best director I've ever worked with. He's a genius. Wow, John, you seem like a very well-respected director.
Well, I would hope so. I've dedicated my whole life to my craft.
So what's John Bond's future? Do you have any projects that you have coming up?
Well, next week I will be directing an off-Broadway production of Lion King. And in June, I'll be the first American director of a Bond film.
Huh, I'll be looking out for that. Bond. John Bond, ladies and gentlemen. Child prodigy. Watch for him.